Hi, I'm Rachel,
And I'm Drew.
and we're going to tell you our top 10 reasons for why you should join the military.
Now, before we get started, I'm still in the military. This video is not endorsed by the military or the Air Force. It's our own views and opinions.
It was in 2015 when we felt like we were spinning our wheels. We were both working opposite shifts, our bank account wasn't growing, and we were relying a lot on family to get our kids home from school or take them to activities, and it just wasn't the type of lifestyle that we were looking for a change and an adventure. And
I was in the Army previously, and I never thought I'd go back in the military. But since we didn't see each other that much, and we never really saw the kids that much either, we decided, hey, why don't we try to go active duty? And we looked into it, and here we are now. All right, so we'll get into the top 10 reasons why. So, reason number one is a sense of purpose and serving your country. So, like I said, I was in the Army before previously, and I saw firsthand nurses taking care of soldiers. I'm an ER nurse by trade, and I saw our wounded warriors getting help by nurses, and I knew that that is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to serve my country. So, that's reason number one.
the second reason is job security. So, as a nurse, you typically sign a 4-year contract, although we were able to sign a 6-year contract at one point. But so for those many years, you are locked into your job and can go the full 20 years to retirement if you choose. Also, when you get out of school, if you want to get out after 4 years, you can use the GI Bill to do something else if you choose.
So, reason number three is pay. Now, when you first look at the pay, if you're an E1, so if you're enlisted, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you're going to come in as enlisted. Or if you're an O1, if you have a bachelor's degree, like if you're an engineer, a doctor, or a nurse, or something like that, you may look at the 2024 pay chart and think that the pay is not comparable to the civilian world, which you would be right. So, like an E1 makes 1,785 a month, and that's 21,420 a year. So that's straight out of high school or no degree, no work experience. That doesn't seem like a lot, but with BAH,
Right. So you get a housing allowance, BAH, based on your location. So that is tax free money that you get every month just for housing. Um, Here at our rank, we get a little over 3,300 a month, near Denver, Colorado.
which doesn't really cover housing here, but it's pretty close to it. Now, for an E1, for instance, if you don't have dependents, like if you don't have a kid or you're not married, your BH is going to be 1,851 a month. So that's an extra 22,000 $212. And again, BH is tax free. So for a 18-year-old kid joining the military, no job experience yet, straight out of high school, you're making close to 43,000. Now, if you're a nurse and you are just graduating from nursing school and you don't have any work experience, you'll be coming in as an O1. So O1s, like we said, make 3,385 a month. So that's 40,000 a year. That's not a whole lot for a nurse, maybe comparable in some states. But again, BAH, that's if you have dependents as an O1, if you have a kid or you're married, that's 2,784 extra a month is tax free. So again, yearly, that's $33,408 on top of your basic base pay. So you're making close to $75,000 a year as a brand new nurse. Now, on top of pay, the great thing are specialty pay bonuses. So, what that is, if you have a specialty certification like your CEN or CCRN or TCRN, the trauma cert, you can sign on for bonuses. So, typically they have like a 4-year bonus for 20,000 a year or a 6-year bonus for 35,000 a year. So, for instance, in O1, if you sign up for the CCRN bonus and do 20,000 for each year for 4 years, Not only are you gaining 75,000 with your BH and your base pay, you're also getting an extra 20,000 on top of that. So you're getting close to $100,000 a year.
Also, when you're deployed, if it's a war zone, um, your pay will be tax free. So, definite added bonus. And even if you go away for training, you'll get um, extra pay for food. And of course, they'll cover, your lodging and travel.
And I'm just speaking for nurses, but tons of other jobs have bonuses too, not just medical, other jobs do as well. All right, so the next, number 4, we're going to talk about retirement benefits. This is probably the best, I think. The pension is why you should join the military. So,
And stay in for the
yes.
full.
So I'm not going to go into detail. There's a bunch of different retirement options and systems from when you served and when you joined. So mostly everyone probably watching this video has never been in the military. So you guys are going to be on the blended retirement system. Long story short, basically what that is you get when you first come in, you get something called a TSP, which is basically like a 401k. So it's an investment retirement tool. So when you first come in, 1% of your money is automatically matched into this TSP. After 2 years, you get a 4% additional match. So you get 5% additional match after 2 years. The great thing is the pension. So, for instance, if you do 20 years in the military, we'll say you're a nurse, you're probably going to be a major when you retire at 20 years. So, you get a pension of that. You get 40% of your highest 3 paychecks. So, for instance, if you're a nurse and you're in for 20 years, you're at least going to get $9,210 as a major, probably. So, 40% of that is $3,684 a month for the rest of your life. Now, of course, taxes and there are other things that we can talk about in different videos that come out of that pay as well. But it's awesome pension for the rest of your life.
And if you get out after, say, your 4-year commitment, you still get to take the money that you contributed with you and that was put into the TSP with you. Whereas before on the old system, if you didn't stay in 20 years, you would leave with nothing. So
And the great thing about the pension too is if something were to happen to me after I retire, say at 21 years, unfortunately, if something happened, then my wife would still get a pension too, as long as I signed up for it.
the fifth reason is the free healthcare. So this is another added financial benefits. I know when we had insurance through my job as an accountant, the premiums went up every year, and the maximum deductible out of pocket went up like $1,000 every year. It's like so. With TRICARE, that's the insurance. TRICARE Prime, you get free insurance and you don't pay any premiums, you don't pay anything out of pocket when you go or your dependents go to the doctor. If you need something that's not on the base, then they give you a referral. You'll go off base for those types of providers. If you want everything to be off base, you can choose a different care plan called TRICARE Select, and you do pay a small premium for that, but you can see, you know, the doctor that you choose out in the civilian sector.
And
Along,
the great thing, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, along with that, there are the dental. We pay a small premium for our dental coverage, but we see dentists off base, and we have our 2 free cleanings a year. And there's also other benefits like a little over $1,700 for towards orthodontic
Mhm.
work for dependents. And that's a maximum lifetime benefit for each dependent.
And the great thing too, going back in retirement, is if I do 20 years, I get that for the rest of my life. My wife gets healthcare free for the rest of her life. My kids can get healthcare up to, if they're still going to college, up to was it 24, I believe. So it's a great benefit is the healthcare for retirement. All right, the next topic we're going to talk about, topic number 6, is the GI Bill. So the GI Bill, basically, if you're in the military, you get the GI Bill. So when you get out, if you want to go to school, if you haven't gotten your degree yet, they will pay you your tuition and stipend each month, and you can go to school. I was in the Army Guard before. They paid 100% tuition in Ohio, and I also got a monthly stipend that helped us out a lot when I was going to school to get my nursing degree.
And along with educational opportunities, number seven is something that we're taking advantage of right now called AFIT, where Drew is going to school for his DNP degree and he can go to school. That is his job while he still gets paid his normal salary, the bonuses he'd signed up for before, and he just concentrates on school and they pay 100% of the tuition.
Now, just think about that, nurses. If you're out there and you want to get your master's or your doctorate, um, if you want to do that now, typically you either have to not work and not get paid your monthly income, or you're working probably night shift and going to school. So this is a great benefit of the military. I love it. Number eight is the varied job opportunity. So again, I'll speak only specifically with nurses because that's my lane, or healthcare. But I'm an ER nurse by trade. But I can do and branch off and do so many different things. If I want to go teach at a shock trauma location, I can teach to where Air Force people are coming in and we're teaching them trauma stuff. If I want to do CCAT, that's an ICU in the sky. So it's basically on a plane. You're taking care of patients. You can be a flight nurse. You can be a ground surgical nurse. So you don't just have to stay in the realm of ICU, ER, med surg. You can really branch out and grow and do wonderful things.
And the ninth reason is for travel and a lifetime of experiences that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. Our first duty station was in California. So we went from Ohio to California, and the kids are always reminiscing about our time there. It was a golden time for our family. I mean, we saw so many new things. We would probably never travel there from Ohio on our own. Um, and not just us, our family came out to visit and they were able to see, the Pacific Ocean and Lake Tahoe. And
And the great thing about the military too is not only you travel while you're in, and you can do something called Space A, and it's free flights to other military bases while you're still active duty. But when you retire as well, you can take advantage of Space A. So, for instance, if I retire at Wright Pat, I can look at the Space A travel out of the airport at Wright Pat. And if we want to go travel to California when we're retired, we can take a Space A flight to California and fly for free. The biggest reason why people don't want to join the military, and I think that was probably our reason why we didn't go active in our 20s and why we didn't take the plunge and go active sooner, is because you don't want to leave your hometown, don't want to leave family. It's definitely a valid reason. I understand because we went through that. But just speaking from our experience, we love traveling now. We still love our family. We like to see our family, but getting to see the world, experience the world, and our kids seeing that too is just amazing.
our family likes to come see us. And lastly, number 10, the Air Force is a small and close knit community, especially when we were in California. We lived in base housing, so we were on the base. So we felt comfortable letting the kids run around and play with the other kids on base. They went to school on base. They did scouting on base and took classes at the youth center on base. I met up with different moms groups on base. So you would see people everywhere, the same people. And it was just, we developed close friendships. The kids still talk about their friends from California, which was 5-6 years ago, and they still keep in touch. We still keep in touch with people, and we might run into some people again, other locations.
The bond you get with people that you work with and in the community, they're bonds that last forever. And there's so many other benefits that we could go into, like speaking for like community things to do in the community. Like VetTix is a organization that gives free concert tickets, free football tickets, anything you could think of. I went to a UFC event in Louisville and took 7 of my family members, and that would cost probably about 600-700 bucks, and it cost us under $30. So you get discounted concert tickets, football tickets. I mean, there's so many great benefits that we could talk about and go into. But these are our top 10 reasons why we went active and we stayed active in the military. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.